Hey everyone, it's Jack and Sam again from Cultaholic.com, and in the words of the Backstreet Boys, oh my god, we're back again.
I was going to say I want it that way, but...
Yeah, that too. Well, we have some breaking news, which is why we've come right back in the news studio to give you all of that, and also some supplementary news pieces as well. So
yeah,
let's just...
You know, we gotta just get all the news out. If there's more news, we've got to do it. We've got to do it.
What we've got to do...
News day.
I love it!
News!
I love it! Let's take a look at the headlines. First of all, WWE have just announced their next big show in Saudi Arabia. Secondly, WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle has spoken about his new backstage role with the company. And finally, new Impact World Champion Brian Cage has been called out by a former WWE superstar from the bloody Attitude Era. So yes, WWE just an hour or so ago, at the time of recording, have announced their latest show in Saudi Arabia. It's going to be back in the beautiful city of Jeddah, and it's going to be...
Can't say I've ever been, but I keep hearing it's the beautiful city of Jeddah.
I keep hearing that as well. The King Abdullah Sports City Stadium in Jeddah on Friday, June the 7th. And it'll feature some absolutely massive names, as always.
Do you know what it's going to feature, though? Like, above all else, there's going to be massive names and stuff. It's going to feature those big old comfy ringside chairs.
Yes, of course.
I wonder if people get to take those home with them.
Now, the big names are Goldberg, Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker. Goldberg there is the massive one for me.
Goldberg's huge. Goldberg's huge, but
he's another 90s wrestler.
Please don't do Goldberg Lesnar again.
Oh, I want to see.
Please do Goldberg Taker instead.
Let's give Goldberg another big win over Brock. Goldberg hasn't wrestled, of course, since losing to Brock at WrestleMania 33 in 2017, so it'll be his first appearance in about 2 years. But other superstars have also been announced for the show, including Roman Reigns, Kofi Kingston, Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins, and AJ Styles. So it's another big one. It's another let's fly everyone out, apart from the women, and have a big show. And it's going to be... It'll be an event again, won't it? It'll generate a lot of discussion online.
Yeah, it'll be...
And I'm sure it'll make them a lot of money.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lucrative deal. It's going to be a long show full of key stars and probably some alright matches. And yeah, it's just... The whole Saudi deal is what it is, I guess. And we're going to have it for a long time. So.
Just bloody Goldberg.
Goldberg's
I can't
a big
even
one, though.
believe.
I wonder
if it will be against Lesnar, because they have wrestled a lot of... That's like the only person...
I don't know. I'm surprised we haven't had Bret Hart back yet, though.
They probably requested him, to be fair.
They wanted Yokozuna, didn't they? But
they did.
They didn't understand.
And Warrior.
They couldn't, yeah.
I wonder who he could face. If they book Undertaker versus Goldberg, that's a monumental historic match that's probably not going to last very long.
It's going to go a full hour.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
I'll be booking that match. I'll fly myself over there and I will dress up as a backstage road agent and I'll do it.
Now,
promise.
This is going to take place live on the WWE Network, of course, so it's not just a house show, it's another big one, like the Greatest Royal Rumble, which was also in the beautiful city of Jeddah, and the Crown Jewel, which was in Riyadh, I think. So, yeah, it's going to be another big one. It's going to be another long, star-studded show, but as we've seen from previous ones, not much of wider storyline consequence seems to happen.
It's sort of out of canon.
A little bit, a little bit.
And anything that gets carried over, like trophies and stuff, gets destroyed or ends up sort of lost in the mire of a different storyline.
Yeah.
It's all just nicely, neatly tied up, like a time travel paradox.
The only one I can think of that's carried on is Shane McMahon being the best in the world, but they don't even mention where he won the trophy or anything. They just go, he's the best in the world now, so that's how it goes. We'll see how it is. That's Friday, June the 7th on the WWE Network. Next up, Wrestling Inc.'s Andy Malnowski has spoken recently to WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle about his future with the company and also his time as a general manager. Basically, when Kurt was talking about his previous role as the GM, he was saying like it's really difficult, more difficult than you think, because you've got various different storylines to remember, you've got so many different little bits, and that does make sense, to be fair. But now talking about his role going forward, Angle said, I signed a 5-year deal with WWE, that's pretty big. I'm going to do some part-time if they need me in front of the TV, maybe managerial work where I'll be managing some wrestlers, but the most important thing is that I'm going to be a producer. I'm going to help the wrestlers with their technique, I'm going to help them structure their matches. It's something I'm very good at. I thought I'd be able to contribute to the company in that role. So yeah, I can see Kurt Angle as a really good road agent, sort of producer type.
Like if there's probably few better at the minute than Kurt Angle. So Yeah, I can see him absolutely flying in that role and succeeding quite massively. And if he's going to do some gentle on-screen work, I can see, if Jason Jordan does ever return, I could see him managing him. I'd like to see Kurt in a manager role, actually.
Yeah. I think he'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that, sort of Dean Malenko and that sort of those sort of people, although he's gone recently, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Angle is the sort of wrestler with a very, very solid knowledge of the psychological aspects of how to structure a match and everything.
Yeah.
Many people credit Angle with kind of pioneering the modern day style of pay-per-view matches with big finishes and kickouts and that sort of thing. That was a very much a Kurt Angle style of match in the early 2000s. So yeah, I think he's very much the guy they'd want on board. In fact, they probably even had this in mind for him, I'd guess, when they first brought him back in.
Yeah, let's get him into that. His run has been so good since he came back in, because it was all tied into a game, and it was Kurt's last run,
right?
And then he just continued. Yeah. It was nice. I liked it.
I think it's nice to see him back in the company fold as well.
Yeah,
because it's where he made his name, and even though you kind of forget that he spent as much, if not longer, time in TNA
longer, wasn't it?
Than he did in WWE. He's still very much a guy of that era, a WWE guy.
He was made by WWE, so he'll always be a WWE guy.
He gave them so many good matches, and it's great to see him. I think it's just nice to see him back, and I'm sure it's a role that he'll thrive in. Next up, this is a good one. I enjoy this. So, at Impact Rebellion on Sunday, if you haven't seen it, Impact had a pay-per-view and the penultimate match of the night, I believe, because the main event was a big, excellent tag team match between the Lucha Brothers and LAX. But the penultimate match of the night was for the Impact World Championship. And Johnny Impact finally lost the title to Brian Cage, but during the match, Brian Cage was actually injured. So Johnny Impact, they did I think it might have been on this spot. They did a Spanish fly from the ropes to the you know how they've got the old WCW ramp, the ramp that's the same the height as the apron, the top of the apron. They did a Spanish fly onto that, and on the landing, it looked like Brian Cage hurt his back, and
I saw that he was rushed to hospital, and Impact had to tweet out and publicly announce this isn't part of a storyline. He's been rushed to the medical room, and
because after the match as well, he had to first of all he had to wrestle the rest of the match, win it, and then stay there for their new signing Michael Elgin to come out and sort of beat him up a bit and challenge him for the belt. So he had to take more moves as well. Hopefully he's all right. Yeah, we wish Brian Cage obviously a full and fast recovery, and it looks as though he hasn't had to vacate the belt yet. We don't know if he's going to have to or not. It's always a shame when someone wins the title but gets injured in that match.
It's horrible.
It happened to Finn Balor, but they are sort of, it seems, maybe trying to set up a strange old match on social media. So
it's not strange, I absolutely love it.
Okay.
I love it.
So Scott D'Amore tweeted about a potential match between Brian Cage and this person, saying, "Am I the only one curious to see what would happen if the legendary Ken Shamrock and current Impact World Champion Brian Cage squared off?" Scott D'Amore, you crafty devil. Shamrock responded, because he bites at everything.
Yeah.
And he wrote, "Let me help with the..." Shamrock's insults are so earnest and serious and tough guy. They come across as really funny. "Let me help with the curiosity. The outlook is as follows. 100% probability..." He's gone for weather reporter style. 100% probability of #snap, #crackle, and #pop, followed by heavy precipitation from Brian Cage as I stand over him as the new Impact Wrestling World Champion. What a promo from Ken.
Good Ken.
Brian Cage responded so hilariously.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen this.
No.
I'll read it word for word. Please don't read it on your sheet. It's funny. "Predicted outcomes could not have strong percentage of probability, minus the standing over me as new Impact champ. Normally maybe, but since I'm a machine, your percentage goes way down. I got a degree in Steiner math, so I know the numbers don't lie." And they spelled disaster for you. But he didn't say where they spelled disaster for him.
At Sacrifice.
Well,
obviously.
at Sacrifice is obviously where Steiner... I don't think he even won the match in the end. But it looks like this could be legit. They're all getting involved really quickly.
Ken Shamrock was adamant he was returning to wrestling. He's had a couple of matches now, I think. He had that. He wrestled the event, I think, where they had no ring.
Okay.
It was just a massive brawl in a huge venue. But I liked Ken Shamrock as a kid. I know people look back on him as being a bit but
he was good though. He adapted well to wrestling.
He adapted well to wrestling, and he's genuinely an incredibly he can kill you with his hands. And he can still kill you with his hands.
If PCO can come back, then why can't Ken Shamrock?
And then if Ken Shamrock comes back, then hopefully, just praying that Steve Blackman comes back for one last run.
Don't stop
one more match. Come on, Steve.
Come on, Steve.
Bounty hunting's not that good.
We all need it. Come on, Steve. Oh, I can't believe you've done this to me. Yeah, I'd love that. I'd genuinely love that.
Think about the advancements in like lights and LED technology now. If he had his sticks that lit up, he could be doing all sorts of stuff, like black out the room and just have him dancing down.
We're gonna have to move on because I'm gonna be sad that
Jack's side of the table's trying to lift up right now.
Hey, Cox. Thanks very much for watching, and let us know what you think in the comments section down below. You can follow Cultaholic on Twitter at Cultaholic and on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. If you enjoy what we do, then please do check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Cultaholic, where you can pledge. And don't forget, of course, most importantly of all, to hit subscribe and to join us.